What is up, everybody? Back with another video. Sorry about the lack of posting over the last week. I'm going to try to get back into this, but today we're talking about Cade Cunningham, the likely #1 selection of the 2021 NBA draft. Also, make sure you guys subscribe because I got NFL mock draft content coming on the next few days. Also, if you guys want to see that, make sure you stay tuned. But let's get right into this. I also want to make sure you guys know that this video is being made March 6th. Currently, Cade plays for Oklahoma State University. He has led that team as their starter, the 17th spot in the AP ranking. Currently, that will probably change tomorrow after the new rankings come out. I think they'll get a little higher because they just had a great win over West Virginia and a close loss against Baylor. OSU overall, they're 18-7. That's a really good record in my opinion, and they're 11-7 in the Big 12. OSU has had some notable wins over teams like Texas Tech twice. They beat Texas. They also beat Oklahoma twice, and they just beat West Virginia today. OSU has been really hot lately. They're 7-3 in their last 10 games, and they're 7-4 overall versus AP 25 teams. Now let's break into Cade's stats. This season for OSU, Cade is putting up 19.7 points per game, really close to 20 points per game, 6.3 rebounds per game, and 2.5 assists per game on really efficient shooting splits, 45% from the field, an amazing 42% from three, and a pretty good 85% from free throw range. He's definitely not just an outside threat, as he's a guy who likes to grab a lot of mismatches in the paint and actually has been playing some good power forward games lately with OSU. OSU is also kind of a team that somewhat struggles with size. They don't have too many dominant big men, so he's kind of down low a lot during the games, and he always creates mismatches with smaller guys and gets paint buckets easily. I actually really do like a LaMelo Ball comparison between these two. Of course, LaMelo Ball is only halfway through his rookie season, but their playing style and just their size overall for a guard position are pretty similar. Of course, Cade is much more athletic and he's a better shooter, and LaMelo is a better passing guard. Cade has a lot of defensive potential as a 6'8" guard. He's really good on ball defensively. He does need some work with his lateral quickness, as I feel like it's going to be tough for him to guard guys like Stephen Curry or Kyrie Irving if he has to. The NBA draft site also gave him an 8 out of 10 defensive grade, which is pretty good. And if your team is struggling defensively, I would say he'd improve that. Cade's big problem at OSU has been turning the basketball over, unfortunately. He is averaging over 4.5 turnovers per game. Yes, you can make the argument of how much he has to do for OSU, and he has to force things sometimes, but 4.5 turnovers a game, that's really bad in my opinion. If he can control that, he's going to be an absolute stud if he can limit that to maybe like 2.5 a game. But if he's got to fix that for 100%, I think he'll struggle within the NBA in his first and second season most likely. But that's just a problem that he's got to work on. Everybody's got their problems. That's probably his biggest one. Cade Cunningham is an absolute beast in the clutch minutes. He knows how to take over basketball games on all three levels. He can win games at the free throw line. He can win them in the paint. He can win over your head on the three-point line. He can shoot over just about everybody at 6'8" as a guard. But hey, if OSU is tied with some team with about a minute or 2 minutes left, I want the ball in his hands constantly. Cade did recently roll his ankle in a bad matter, which forced him to miss today's game against West Virginia. But it doesn't seem to be extremely serious. I really hope he's going to be back for at least the Big 12 tournament. I do think they have one more game left this season before the Big 12 tournament, but if he missed that game, I think it's fine. I really hope that he's going to be healthy for the Big 12 tournament, though. I really don't think any prospect going to the 2021 NBA draft has an argument over him to be the #1 guy. I don't think you really can make an argument for anybody. For his rookie season, I'm projecting about 17 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 2.5 assists per game, and on pretty good splits, 44% from the field, 38% from three, and 84% from the free throw line. I don't think these are too optimistic. I think they definitely could be a lot higher, but he's just this good of a prospect. I can't see really any other way than this. Whoever gets #1 in the NBA draft has to take him. There's no way you can pass up this dude. If you're at #1, you already have an elite point guard. I still think you have to take him. This league is about taking talent at #1. There's no reason why you should be taking fit at #1. You got a generational talent like Cade just sitting there. Of course, you're probably not going to have an elite point guard if you're getting picked up #1, maybe unless you're the Timberwolves. D'Angelo Russell really isn't elite, but he's still a great point guard. If I'm the Timberwolves, I would still take Cade Cunningham. because he is going to be so much better than D'Angelo Russell for his career, and I just see no reason why you can't, take this guy at number one. If Cade is healthy for the rest of the season, I do think OSU will make a deep run in the NCAA tournament, so make sure you stay tuned for when my predictions for that tournament comes out, because I will be putting up one of my full brackets on the screen. I would assume that I have them going to at least the Elite Eight or maybe even the Final Four. I just think if Cade Cunningham's healthy, he's going to have a phenomenal tournament. OSU has good pieces around Cade that definitely help him out a lot. So if an NBA team at number one takes him, they're going to have some talent around him for to be successful. You can't just put him in a system with a bunch of nobodies and expect him to produce on an extremely high level. Of course, you need talent around everybody. Everybody needs talent around them to win championships and get better as a whole. It would be really nice if he had a really good dominant big man. That's something he was kind of missing this year at OSU. And if he gets something like that in the NBA, I think he could be even getting maybe 5 assists per game, which would be really good for him. I expect nothing less than, I believe it'd be the 2022 Rookie of the Year and an All-Star appearance in his second season. I really do think that he's going to be a legit guy that will be competing for MVPs at some point in his career if development goes as planned. Make sure I have heavily stated the word if there. Things could go wrong. We've seen a lot of prospects as good as him not turn out. I really can't see a scenario where he doesn't turn out, but it does happen. Overall, I would just like to sum up, I can't see a team that would logically pass on a 6'8", very athletic, who is a really good shooter and a very good clutch guard. Even the Hornets with LaMelo Ball, I can't see a scenario if they got number one, they passed him up. That's how good he is, and I think he's going to have a nice night on draft night when he gets that massive number one pick draft bonus. So make sure you guys like this video. These videos do take me a while to make, so I would really appreciate if you did that. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will be trying to put out more content here in the future, in the next coming days. I would love to put out a video tomorrow about my next NFL mock draft. We'll see how that goes. If I don't put out tomorrow, I'll definitely do my best to put out Tuesday, because I'm actually on my spring break right now, so I definitely have a lot more time on my hands to make these videos. So I'm going to be trying to pump out some content during this week. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.